Hello students. So today I am taking another topic, that is organization of nursing service department. That is after the hospital organization, it comes in the BSc syllabus. So as you all know that nursing service department is the largest department in the hospital, and the head of the department is director of nursing, and in small hospitals nursing superintendent, and she is directly responsible to the hospital administration, and usually she has one assistant or more than that according to the bed strength. Then we can see the classification of nursing practice personnel, who all are there in the nursing service department. Both the professional nursing personnel and non-professional nursing personnel are there. Professional nursing personnel, you know that in the organization they are either the chief nursing officer or the director of nursing and her assistants, then supervisors, then first line managers and staff nurses. Then non-professional nursing personnel are the other associated workers who all are there in the nursing service department. For example, assistant nurses, nursing aides, orderlies, clerks, etc. Then we can see the functions of nursing service department. There are different functions are there. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കുറേയൊക്കെ അറിയായിരിക്കും. The first function is to provide and evaluate nursing care for patient and families. Okay. Our primary aim is to deliver quality nursing care to the patients. Second one, to define and implement the philosophy, objectives and standard for nursing care. It is the nursing service department has to develop the philosophy for the department, objectives and the standards. Third, to provide and implement departmental plans. So how to function under the nursing service department, different units, how to function that, who all are the responsible person, everything. Then comes to coordinate the functions of the department with other department. Nursing service department is only one part of the or one department of the entire hospital organization. So it has to have a communication with the other departments also. Then to estimate the requirements of the department. So it is the responsibility of the administrator or top level persons in the nursing service department along with the hospital administration to calculate the manpower for the department. Then comes to interpret the hospital and the nursing practice objectives to the patient and the community. How to function that, what are the objectives of the existence of the hospital, what type of care it's giving, everything to be communicated. Then to participate in the formulation, implementation and evaluation of personal policies. For nursing service department, we are developing the policies for the nursing service, and that has to be explained to the employees also. Next comes to develop an effective system of nursing records and reports. That's a documentation system to be formulated in the nursing service department. How to organize it and how to plan it and how to implement it. I think it's clear. Then next point comes to estimate needs for facilities, supplies and equipments. So what are the needs for that particular department? It has to be estimated for under each unit with the help of her assistants and estimated it and sent to the higher authority. Second point is to participate in financial planning. Next point. So for the budget preparation, the departmental head has to participate with their subordinates. Next one is to participate in studies and research project. So that is a part of the nursing service activity. The patients are there, so they have to associate with that. Then comes to provide and implement continuing education program for all nursing personnel. So the nursing personnel has to get periodic staff development program. Next comes to participate in all education programs of students. So almost majority of the institution have the educational attached educational institution, so they have to participate in that and they have to help in that. So these all are the points coming under the functions of nursing service department. I think it's clear, so you have to just review that. Next comes the characteristics of nursing service department. You already know, we have seen the functions, some of that, the same thing only. So first one is a written statement of purpose and objectives of the nursing service. So the vision, mission, everything to be clearly mentioned in the nursing service department. It's a purpose and its objectives. Second one, a plan of organization, how it is functioning, that organization structure to be depicted and it has to be explained. Okay, who all are the top first level, and in the top level, that's the first level, then front level and middle level managers are the, we have to clearly mention that. Next one is policy and administrative manual. Policy manual of that institution should be go along with the nursing service department also. They have to prepare their own policy manual. Okay, it has to go side by side with the hospital organization. Next comes nursing practice manual. Okay, how to perform the nursing procedures. Each hospital has their own practice manual and procedure manual that has to be practiced. Next comes master staffing pattern. That's for the entire department, the personnel, who all are the personnel working there, that staffing rotation to be prepared. Then comes plan for appraisal of the nursing personnel. Appraisal means evaluation of the nursing personnel. It has to be there in the nursing service department. Next comes nursing service administrative meeting. So periodical meeting has to be conducted in the nursing service department and they have to take part in that. Okay, prepare the policy for that and it has to be recorded and maintained. Then comes nursing service budget. Budget has to be prepared for the particular department. Then advisory committee for the service administrator, by whoever the top person in the nursing service department, maybe chief nursing officer, or she has to have a supportive staff. Then comes adequate facilities and supplies and equipments. That's there in the department, has to be for the proper functioning. Then comes a written job description and a job specification for the department. Job description and job specification, it's very important for the personnel recruitment, selection and placement. Okay, before that, the manpower planning stage itself, the institution should have the job description plan and the job specification, which all the categories of employees we require, that has to be there in that. Then comes personal record for all employees, that has to be maintained and it has to be kept in the nursing service department. Then comes personal policy for the employees also to be there in the, for each category of employees. Then health services for the nursing service department personnel, what all are the welfare services to be there in the policy, it has to be mentioned. Then in service education plan for the employees also to be clearly mentioned. Then meeting with the personnel from other department. Periodically they have to conduct a meeting with the other medical department or all other, so many other departments are there, they have to have it. So these all are the points coming under the characteristics of nursing service department. I think it's clear. Just go through that. Then next comes the principles of nursing service department. It's mainly under three main headings: principles of excellence in service, principles of excellence in practice, and principles of excellence in leadership. So each one we can see the details. Principles of excellence in service. So here the first point is each patient should be treated with dignity and respect, because patients are the target client for us, so we have to respect them and give the dignity irrespective of their sex, caste, creed, socioeconomic status. Second point, should receive compassionate and compassionate care to the patient. That's very important. Next point is receive quality care, standard of care to be provided to the patient, and it is their right. Then comes confidentiality and privacy should be maintained. Confidentiality and privacy is very important, that we know that it's a rights of patients, it's there. Then meeting the needs of patient should always our number one priority, because we are existing for providing care to the patient, so our primary aim is to deliver quality patient care to the patient. Then we can see the excellence in practice. So that is mainly the nursing personnel. The essence of nursing practice is nurturing and caring. So we have to fulfill all the needs of the patient, and further we have to grow it. Then next point, restore and maintain the health of our patient. So that it is our another responsibility. Then comes nursing profession is an integral part of our practice. Nursing process, by using the nursing process is we are using for giving care to the patient, and we have to practice it. From the admission till discharge, we have to carry out all the activities of nursing care plan. Then comes nurses should collaborate with other health team members. So we have to work with the other team members in a cordial manner. Then should provide patient and family education, individual nursing education to the patients from the admission till discharge. Then we are accountable to our patient families and others. We are accountable to the patients and families and the relatives also. Then comes monitoring and evaluating the practice. That's the evaluation of the patient care. It's done through auditing, or by using any method we can evaluate the standard of care. Then comes to participate in professional organization and research activities, and attend in-service education program. So each member has to attend the in-service education program provided by the organization. Then comes excellence in leadership. That is the growth of the personnel who all are working there. First point, provide progressive environment. So that for the growth of the employees, the environment should be conducive for that. Next comes encourage and support collective decision making. So for the growth of the employees, each level managers has to make sure that the participation of his subordinates and in the decision making process. Next come good interpersonal relation should be maintained. So for between the members and the superior to subordinates, the interpersonal relationship should be maintained. and then should be sensitive to the individual needs of the employees. That one of the function of the manager. Then should possess high energy level and personal style that empowers and inspires others. So in the leadership development process, this high level of personal quality is very important. She should be very active, has developed her own leadership style, and that empower and inspire other members of the team. Then should consider suggestions and criticisms as challenges. What they are getting, they have to consider the challenges and criticisms, accept it and make changes accordingly. Then justice should be applied equitably. You have to treat each employee equally irrespective of the position or her job quality. Then comes the objectives of the nursing service department. So the first objective is highest possible quality nursing care to be provided. Then second objective, assist the doctors in medical care, the diagnosis, implementation. For each step we have to assist. Then to promote the program of nursing education. Nursing education programs associated with that, we have to promote it. That's within the organization and outside it. Then to promote and encourage nursing research studies. Nursing research studies to be promoted, because for that purpose the samples are maybe the patient or maybe the employees or staff nurses or the records. So next point, to assess the quality of nursing service. Nowadays we are assessing by either any of the accreditation councils are there, accrediting, auditing done. Different methods are there to assess the quality of nursing care. Then to promote participation in allied health organization and supportive community activities. We have to participate in the different community activities, social activities planned by the organization, and we have to take part in that. So these all are the different points coming under the organization of nursing service department under different headings. I think it's clear. So this common question they are asking, organization of nursing service department as such, or maybe the functions or characteristics and principles and objectives, and one organization chart. I think all of you have the organization chart of your own institution, so you just draw that. That's enough. I think it's clear.